my mission. A mission is meaningful only when it has a vision. Without a vision, there is no mission. So, what kind of our organization is, that must be understood first. Then we will understand all our wings of the mission and whatever work and projects and all that we do. So, one thing is very clear, and it should be clear to you, that Chinmay Mission is not a political party. It is not a commercial organization like Merchants Chambers of Commerce. It is not a social club. See, in Vedanta they teach us what Brahman is not. They only tell what Brahman is. They say what this mission is not, that you should know. It is not political, it is not commercial, it is not a social club or sports club. Nowadays you hear one word, an NGO. NGO, you know?
Yes.
Non-governmental organization who engage themselves in social service, some different projects. Now Chinmay Mission may do that work of social rural work, but it is not only an NGO. Its purpose is much higher. So we say this is a spiritual organization. Now what do we mean by that? You see, if someone joins a political party, that means that person will have some political ambition or interest in that field. If commercial means what? The interest will be the material wealth and all that. But when we say spiritual means anyone who becomes a member here or works for that, that person's aim must be spiritual and not any other. You know, you will find that even when somebody approaches a person, you know, please join our spiritual mission. He said, yes, I will join. What will be my benefit? So what kind of benefit you want? You will have spiritual. No. Will I get all your literature free? Or will I be able to stay in your ashram free for 1 month at least? So even when they join this spiritual organization, they want this kind of benefit. That shows that they have not understood what is spiritual organization means. Right? So, that point must also become clear. What do you mean by that? So when we say a person is a money-minded person, money-minded means any work that person takes up, first question is what will be my benefit in terms of money, how much I will make. Then he will be interested. Now when we say a spiritual minded, that means here also we want some, because when we join something, it cannot be purposeless. So what will be my spiritual benefit? Spiritual benefit, we'll think about it little later, but in short, will it help me purify my mind? Will it help me develop love for God? Will it help me gain knowledge of what truth is? And to put it one word, will it make me a better person? Because I know what I am now, but will it make me a better person? This is a more common thing. In a simple way you can see. That is the idea of the spiritual. And again, this is about myself. But how I will be able to do something for others? That also, because as you know, no man is an island. We all have to live together. So my life must be such that it must be a blessing for myself and also to others. How it will help others also. When this kind of consideration is there, then it is called a spiritual benefit. When I will speak about the Yuva Kendra, then I will speak a little more about the practical aspect of it. But our organization must be understood what is meaning by it is a spiritual organization. So all those who come here, all those who work in whichever field, but the aim is their own purification, unfoldment, and to be of service to this world around. So, having understood in brief, now we'll see a little more. That's why our Puja Gurudev gave a motto to us. That will give you an idea of what is the spirituality. And why is that motto? To give maximum happiness to maximum people or maximum time. We can go on adding some more also in maximum ways and all that. But the point is to give happiness. Now you can give only what you have. Only if I have all kinds of problems, sorrows, miseries, what will I give to others? I will give that only. But they say that is the input, that is output and all that. I can't give anything. So therefore, I have to also find that happiness within myself. Then only I can give. So, to give happiness, maximum happiness, to maximum number of people, for maximum time. Because you see, we can't make all people happy. All the world over. You can make everybody happy. You can't make all people. It's a maximum at least. Now what is your maximum? That depends upon you. To start wherever you are. Then it will be maximum. See, these people are sitting here behind these chairs, they can't see me and I can't see them. And they are happy that I can't see them. So if we sit this side, so that at least I will see them. They may like to be hidden. Then I will see maximum number. Otherwise I don't know how many are there. Acha, to give happiness for maximum time. Now when you hear nowadays these terrorist attacks and all that, in that what happens? Maximum sorrows to maximum people in minimum time. Just just 1 minute something happened and then how much sorrow is caused, so much. The immediate whatever the damage and destruction is there, people died, that is one thing. But those who died, how many people's families are shattered, how many things happen, that people don't even think about it then. So our job is to give this maximum happiness. Very good, this is the motto. Now the question is how to do that. How to do it? How will you make somebody happy? A child comes and you give a chocolate. A child is very happy. That's very good. By giving some material things also you can make people happy. So, how you can make someone happy is at immediate practical level. If you fulfill that person's need or what his interest is in, if you do something for that, you will be very happy. But people's need and interests are also very peculiar. All the time you cannot go on dancing to their tune only. First time a child comes and then you may give a chocolate all right, a little toy also. But only by that the matter is over. Later on you should give some crayons and some kind of educative thing. Right? So only play toys alone is not, then you want to, the child will learn also. So one is the material giving, then something higher. That's called Vidya. In the beginning it can be Annadan, Vastradan, so many danas are possible. But then Vidya Danam Mahattaram. But the higher is Vidya. Because it is said, material things can give us joy or fulfill our need for some time. But if knowledge is given, that will be a permanent gift. Permanent gift. I had heard about a story of Vinoba Bhave. He was at a time of Mahatma Gandhi and a very great person. About his childhood, that his father used to go out and whenever he came back, so always he brought something. Sometimes sweets or sometimes toys or like that. So, he always eagerly used to wait for his father's arrival, return. One day his father came, so he asked, what did you bring for me immediately? So he said, I have brought something special. Because all other things which I bring for you, that breaks also or finishes quickly. But I am giving you something which will never finish. So he was so happy that he said, what is that special? And he gave him a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. So that as a child he did not But later on, even when he was in the jail, freedom struggle time, in the jail he has given discourses on the Bhagavad Gita, and that book is most famous and popular in so many languages it has been translated. So in jail he used to give lectures on the Bhagavad Gita to all his colleagues and friends. And then what he has said, that the greatest thing that he got. So at given time you give this is fine, but the real way of making somebody happy is that when that person discovers that source of happiness within himself or herself. And therefore, what we said, we made our mission statement. our motto is to give maximum happiness. But how to do that? Therefore, we wrote, and that, our Chinmay mission statement is known to you, I hope, to provide to individuals from any background the wisdom of Vedanta and practical means for their spiritual growth and happiness, enabling them to become positive contributors to society. Now, how many components are there in this? This is to fulfill the motto, remember. First, it is a knowledge to provide. That we must make opportunities available to people to learn this highest knowledge, spiritual knowledge. And also practical means must be given for their spiritual growth. Now practical means, one is at the level of learning, meditation, puja, japa, this particular individual. Then outer level, they must do some selfless work. So that's what practical means. So now we have got various activities. Now if you take part in any one also, and in that you dedicate your life, somebody for Bal Vihar or Yuva Kendra or any other activities, then there will be spiritual growth. And you will discover happiness in yourself. And when you have that happiness, then only you can give that to others. So, what is the thing? Thing is, you must study. Then you must have some practical, sadhana. Then work in the field, become positive contributors to society. This is called the mission statement. Now once you understand what is the motto, then what is the mission statement, and in this what will happen, what will be the vision? So vision will be inner transformation, resulting in a happy world around. That's called our vision. So whatever work we do, the aim must be that inner transformation, and transformation has come in me or not. And what is said here is not something very new or unusual. Not only in any given family also. There are two children. One is 10-year-old and the other is 7-year-old. And suppose a 10-year-old brother fights with the 7-year-old and snatching some toy or something from him. And what do the family people say? You are a big brother. So what do you expect? The bigger one, the age-wise he is older, and he goes to school, so he must be studying at least in standard 5, grade 5, like that. So then some change must be there or not. See, people go to listen to Bhagavad Gita lecture, and the family people say, what is the use? There is no change in him. Humorous thing. Lady said, went to a Swami, what is the use of your lectures and all that? He is my husband of mine. What happened to your husband? Angry man. All the time. There is no change in him. He just goes and listens to your lecture. There is no change. What is the use of Gita lectures? The Swami said, this is the use, that he has not become worse. But the thing is that you from a child or any other, what do you expect? Your family people also, if you go to Chinmay, Yuva Kendra, they'll ask you, what happened? And if you don't do anything properly at home, this is what So after all, what is expected is only change. And change when you say the positive direction, because change is going to take place anyway, whether we like it or not. Because the world is ever changing. So our vision is inner transformation resulting in a happier world or happy world around us. That's what they always say, that anywhere you go, you live there. So when you leave that place, you must live in a better condition than what you found it. One man went to a shop, pet shop, and then he said, give me half a dozen of rats and 4 lizards, 52 mosquitoes and 12 cockroaches. So that man was surprised and said, all this I will not have, but what are the things you want all that for what? He says, I was renting a room. That landlady had told me that when I leave this place, I must leave it exactly I had found it. This is how I have found it. I cleaned it everything, but now I have to return that in exactly the same way as so many rats and lizards and all that. Therefore I want it. Happy. So inner transformation resulting in a happy world around us. And that will happen by this, to provide to individuals. This is our work. What is the mission work? What does the mission do? And for what? What is the aim? So when we say Chinmay mission, we must know very clearly what is the vision, what is the motto, what is the work. How will you give maximum happiness? This is the method. And how many ways we are providing this knowledge? So many ways. Puja Gurudev, in the beginning he started with discourses on the Upanishad, that we are continuing. There are a lot of literature also has come up. Then these study groups are there, Jnana Yajnas are there, spiritual camps are there. The 2 years Vedanta course is there, then Dharma Seva course is there. A variety of courses are there. So many ways this is provided. Then now we have got this e-Vedanta course also through correspondence and then through emails and all that, everything. Because the time goes on changing. This is how we provide that. So this is the mission. Now once we have understood this, then the next one is, whichever our grassroots level activities there of the mission or any particular project that we undertake and that we do, the aim and objective of all these activities and projects is one and the same. Your field may be different. Now when we say grassroots level activities means starting from Bal Vihar, then you work in a study group. Now we have started Vanprastha also for the senior citizen, or this Chinmay Swaranjali, what used to call it as Bhajan group earlier. So a name to that also is given. This is called a grassroots level activity. And when we say projects means what? Projects are like the education field, we have got so many schools, colleges that are there, or hospitals. And the rural development project, all these things are various projects. Then different events are also organized. These events are like time. Projects is a long time just going. You can't start a school for 1 year only. Just 1 year. In many social work, they do, only one medical camp we hold. Afterwards, what will happen? I had one medical camp and everybody came, I checked and all that, and medical prescription is given or some medicine is also given. Then you can't do work in that way. It has to be a long term project. A blood donation camp can be only for 1 day, 2 days only. Isn't it? You organize that, take a blood and then given. That is okay. But otherwise, any education field or social field or health field, it can't be only just 1 day or 2 days job. So this project or activity, so whenever you take part in that, in whichever activity or project, your aim must be how it will bring transformation in me and how it will help others. I should not become a nuisance to everybody. Okay? So this is the Chinmay mission, and this is what we mean by spiritual organization. Now having said this much, now we come to Chinmay Yuva Kendra. Now about the mission, more and more that what you want to know, there is always, you know what they say, www. .chinmaymission.com, you go to the website and see all that, more details. But what my aim here is to tell you, the principle of that must be understood. And Chinmay itself means pure knowledge. One American went to the Himalayas and met one Baba, some spiritual master, sitting there. And then he said, Maharaj, I have come from America, I want to ask some questions. He said, why you came all the way here? You could have seen my website. Online so many things. If you want to also know details of that. You see now, if somebody sees our Chinmay Mission website only, that understanding as somebody comes here, stays in this Chinmay booth, he attends some camps and then learns more about it, which will be more effective. Information wise, maybe that other person will know more, but the feeling must come. Feeling has to come. Yes, Swamiji, I have got feelings and they are hurt very much. That really I got that type of feelings. I am hurt. You hurt my feelings. And the other man said, you had feelings? You must feel hurt more. But, I am such a I'm a very sensitive person. So others are insensitive. You are sensitive, you better become a sensible person than sensitive. Anyway, the feeling, the motivation, inspiration, that comes in a very different way, different atmosphere.